Dragon Age Origins was rated M for mature by the ESRB and contains blood, intense violence, language, partial nudity, and sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone, my name is Amaronith and I play games for the internet, and today we're playing Dragon Age Origins. Last time we finished exploring the Diamond Quarter, did a couple of run-around errands, reunited a woman with her family, and got a chantry set up in Orzammar. Still not sure I did the right thing there. This time we're going to talk to Lord Harrowmont. And we'll talk with both. Maybe not. I really don't trust Balin, you guys. Oh, pardon me. Gosh.
Welcome to Lord Harrowmont's estate.
Harrowmont is the rightful king, and you know that.
Even Balin's father rejected him in the end.
These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont. No visitors are allowed at this time.
I didn't know he was a high general.
We are honored by your trust, Warden.
Indeed.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the blight.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Do you want me to find out why your fighters dropped out?
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'll enter the proving and see why the others withdrew.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Right. But, before that.
These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont. No visitors are allowed at this time.
Right. That doesn't mean we're going to stop from snooping about the rest of the place.
House Harrowmont is honored to have you here.
Not sure why there's a noble sitting on the floor like that, but alright.
Right.
Greetings, Grey Warden.
You must be under great strain with the blight upon the land. I will pray to the stone for you.
Thank you. A letter from King Endron. Notes. Article 230. The letter from King Endron. My Lord Harrowmont, my guilt weighs heavily on me, and I know now that I was a fool. Only a fool would cut out his own heart and burn it for the sake of appearances. I allowed the Assembly to send my child to exile and death, because I feared an inquiry into Trian's murder would taint our house with scandal. You have been my rock and my shield these long months, and for that I thank you. But I must ask for one more thing. I wish to discover if my child survived. Even the smallest trace will set my mind at ease. Send your men, your scouts, anyone who will go. Balin thinks I am mad. He thinks that if word spread of my wish, our house would be undone. Our house will be undone. He doesn't know that Iduken is already lost. I destroyed us when I sacrificed what was most precious. Please, Pyrrol, help me. I come to you not as a king, but as a father. A note from the late King Endron Iduken. Imagine being a dwarven noble, warden and finding that letter. Oh God, my feelings. I'm gonna have to play as a dwarven noble, off screen in my spare time. Just to suffer. So, alright, I know what we said we were gonna do.
Lord Harrowmont, said to
But
have
let's-
kicked castless in the street. Does he respect none beneath his station?
That seems like a lie. But let's snoop around the palace first. And maybe the assembly hall before we go down to the proving. La, 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 la.
Greetings.
Good day, Grey Warden.
I don't know what this is opening, but that is something to examine later.
You won't regret helping our prince, Warden.
Empty. This is the throne of Orzammar. New codex caged in stone. Quest related. Article 326. The inscription is old and worn, overlooked by most as a carving detail. The beast is foreign, but the need is familiar. Home and hearth suffer beneath strength and strangeness. These new kin of this Ferelden are better as friends than strangers, so we resist on their behalf, and work with their users to bind with the stone. They no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Lured from above, cornered and corralled, three standing in position, a fourth signals the throne. Stasis for the beast, so long as a king holds the throne, so long as a king wills it held. Inscription circa 590 exalted. That sounds like summoning a dragon. But... only if there's a king on the throne. Nothing happens. Okay, we need somebody with their butt in that throne. Got it.
Right.
In the meantime... Hey, a love letter. These are always fun. Notes. Correspondence interruptus. This would make the, what, 9th one we found? I think it's this one. Dear Sir John, your ministrations, while well-intentioned, hold no promise. Do not despair, for it is not you, it is of me. I require an interval to acquaint myself with the personage you awakened. I am certain we can maintain an amiable accord, and that engagements with our mutual associations will not be awkward. Marry. A Dear John letter. Ouch. Complete with, it's not you, it's me. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we have 9. 3 more. That's exciting. Anyway, oh. A glass phylactery. Let's, do the smart thing. I have to double check. There was a glitch recently that stopped saving my game. So now I'm in a light bit of a panic. Many of King Endrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small glass phylactery. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around the slip of paper within the vial. And because Farria never learns, take the vial. The glass fractures at your touch.
On it. Is it just me, or do you actually think you have a chance? Good. Let's get started. Right.
Feel that?
Here we go!
Pigeon!
Always comes to this, doesn't it?
Let's grab some glory! You will switch to my beauty
Win! On it. Time for some fun! You had it coming!
Damn swore. Fighters!
Well, no one died, except for Wynne. A scrap of paper. Codex updated. Article 242, the Black Vials. here. Must be this one. Binding the sixth, Corpse Walker. United we purge this realm of your corruption. The smallest among us binds you by your true name. Anton Wither, revenant and perversion of a friend not met. Your strength and guile denied by innocence. Andraste, hold you, demon, and bind your rage for eternity. 6 thumbprints in blood mark the end of the text. One as small as though made by a child. Well. Alright. One sec. When? Wrenched limb. Ow. So, that was fun. What?
On it.
Witness! Get them!
Let's get started. Let's get started. This should be easy enough. As you wish.
By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things. Thanks again, Warden.
My pleasure.
Thanks again, Warden.
I'm just gonna... So that's a... Can't get in here. Whatever is in there. Can I... Game? I'm just gonna... There's nothing in here.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Well, we snooped through what we could snoop through in the palace. Let's snoop through what we can snoop through in the Chamber of Assembly. Ah, that's, what's his faces?
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
I don't necessarily want to go talk to the assembly yet. They scare me.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
I need aid against the Blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Battling the Blight is more important than politics.
No one wishes this fight over more than Balin. But while it rages, Orzammar can spare no one to combat what may or may not be a new blight.
Are you implying a Grey Warden wouldn't recognize a Blight?
I believe you. But what are we to do? If Balin followed his heart and sent his men to aid you, Harrowmont would steal his throne. We would defeat the Blight, and return to find our homeland devastated by an incompetent tyrant.
And if you don't fight, your homeland gets destroyed.
Perhaps you could prove to Prince Balin your intentions are just. If you show you owe Harrowmont no fealty, I'm sure Balin would help you. Harrowmont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrowmont's deception...
Irrefutable evidence? Which I suppose you have?
I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get the promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
I'll have to think about this.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
Now, I already swore my allegiance to Lord Harrowmont, or at least I said I would. It's just... I really don't like how Balin works. I don't like him at all, at all.
A new offensive is required against the Darkspawn, says Lord Balin.
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, undoubtedly to offer assistance to Lord Harrowmont.
It'll be 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha!
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman. Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Who are you?
I'm Loylanar Ivo, warrior, which is more than I can say for that useless sod.
Who is he?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
What do you mean? Gelded him?
Well, he killed Lord Mino's youngest son in a duel to first blood. It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the Deep Roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled.
Why does Ogren care so much about Branka?
She's still his wife, isn't she? Even if she took their entire house into the Deep Roads and abandoned him.
Branka was married to that drunk?
Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith. And Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation.
Is that what you two were arguing about, Branka?
It's been 2 years since Branka left. No one has ever stayed in the Deep Roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Oghren wants to keep risking lives searching.
Why did Bronca go into the deep roads?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn.
I mean,
she
fair.
actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
How did she become a paragon?
She invented a smokeless fuel that let the Smith caste increase their output by nearly a third. Deaths from the Black Lung also dropped. The Assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Bronca, Oghren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name.
I should get going now.
If you see any guardsmen, tell them Oghren was at it again.
I will not, sir. Right, get to the commons. Maybe check in on the bar and then go to the provings. Pardon me. Bar is all the way.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia's not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Oh, damn it. I was gonna try and steal from him.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well, looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
Take a good look. Do you really want to start this?
Whoa, whoa! All right, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
What do you know about Jarvia?
I've never met her, of course. They say she never leaves Dusttown. That's the older area of the city where the casteless congregate. She's the one directing this depravity. Since good King Endrin died, they're getting bolder. They used to be a problem only in Dusttown, but now they're in the commons, shaking honest men down for coin.
What do you know about Hecata?
A band of casteless thugs. They're to blame for all the crime in Orzammar these days.
All the crime?
They're criminals, and the children of criminals. The ancestors themselves declared them irredeemable.
Pardon me. They're children as well. You go that far.
Their births are abominations. They were born from no Kalna, with no acknowledgement by the Shapers. They are destined to be criminals. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm grateful for your help, but I don't think we have any more to talk about. Did you have something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
I'd like to see what you have for sale.
I'm showing you the lowest prices I can afford, I assure you.
Mage Bane. Remarkable Emerald. Okay. Oof. Alright. That's on that front. Carta and Dusttown. Check in on tapsters. Do a little cleaning up in Dusttown. And then do the proving?
What do you want? Hey, I heard about you. Grey Warden, coming from the surface. Great crisis in the world. People are saying how you've thrown yourself on Harrowmont's wagon train. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest.
All the rest of whom?
Power-hungry Deep Lords. The only real concern they have is whose ass gets the throne. You don't have to play dumb, Warden. Their lackeys only come to me when they want something. Well, if you want the secrets of a paragon, do the work and find her.
Is that who Branka is? She's the paragon.
City's only living paragon, and she's been lost in the deep roads for 2 years. 2 years, and no one's raised a bleeding army to go look for her. What's it matter to you, huh? You trying to find out her secrets? That what Harrowmont sent you here for? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He looking to take it for himself? A little lost technology of the ancients to throw Balin right out of the picture?
What if I genuinely want to help you?
Too little, too late. But it's a nice gesture, Warden. If you think your boot kissing will get you an in I don't have, you're welcome to try this. I know both Harrowmont and Balin have been asking about her. 2 years without a peep, and suddenly now they want to start looking. If you find out what they know, it might just put me a step closer to finding her. Or sit here and have a drink. It's all the bleeding same to me. Barkeep?
First I have to get at Harrowmont to find out what he wants with Branka.
On it.
But in the meantime... Oh! The gentry's opened.
Maker preserve you.
Brother Burkle is such a generous man.
Welcome to what will soon be Orzamar's first chantry. The chant of light will reach all corners of the world. We will never forget who made this possible.
I serve only Andraste. Because Farria does not want a plaque on the door.
May her memory live forever.
This was nice. guess we can pop in, check it out from time to time. But yeah, let's go snoop around in Dust Town. To save quickly, press F5. Huh.
Yes? Why is someone like you hanging about Dust Town so much?
I have to go now.
Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
Don't you go asking so many questions. Get you in trouble one day.
If I were tall and beautiful like you, I could make all sorts of money.
Tall and beautiful. Well. Hey. Not as...
Didn't get enough of the architectural beauty of Dust Town? You need old Nadezda to play tour guide?
Nadezda. Tell me about Dust Town.
It's pretty much as you see it. The raw stone where the casteless live, because we're not welcome elsewhere. You're born to wear a branded face in Orzammar, and you'll live your life in Dust Town.
I should get going now.
I'll just stay out of your way then.
So hungry.
The store appears to be made of solid stone with no visible means of opening it. On closer inspection, there is a small slot concealed in a fold of the stone, just big enough for a finger. Look through the slot. You see nothing but blackness. Do nothing.
As you wish.
Jarvia don't like no one asking questions about her.
So hungry.
Stop staring. Stop staring at my face.
Didn't get enough of the architectural beauty of Dust Town?
Yeah.
You need old Nadezda to play tour guide?
Actually, I was just leaving.
I'll just stay out of your way then.
She's supposed to tell me about...
You looking for some excitement, honey? You came to the right place. If I were tall and beautiful like you, I could make all sorts of money.
Jarvia said it's dangerous for anyone who talks to you. Jarvia said it's dangerous for anyone who talks to you.
Leave me alone.
Yes? Why is someone like you hanging about Dust Town so much?
I guess we weren't
Don't
supposed
fall
to
into the
come
sky
here
when you go back up there.
before...
I'm no one. No one. Don't look at me. I'm no one. No one. Don't look at me.
If I were tall and beautiful like you, I could make all sorts of money.
That Jarvia's a dangerous one.
business for me?
Hey, let me see your ways.
Of course.
As you wish.
I guess maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's another trigger to get shit sorted out. In the meantime...
Good day to you.
Good day to you.
Have you given any thought to your future, Shale?
I was thinking I might, join the Chantry, become divine, and have giant Andraste golems fashioned to conquer the lands.
Truly?
No.
It was a serious question. One day the quest of these Grey Wardens will be finished one way or another. What will you do then?
The quest of the Grey Wardens is to destroy the Darkspawn, I thought.
Oh, so you share a larger purpose with them? Is that your ultimate goal?
I had not given it much thought. It might be better than slaughtering every bird in existence.
Well, yes, at the very least. It's worth thinking about.
Pardon me. Right.
I trust Vala.
Yeah. Dwarven propriety. Quest related. Key to the city. Here we go. Pursuant to Order 5-1A, no dwarf of indeterminate caste may conduct business in the Commons. This was subsequently clarified by the Assembly to mean that the owning and operating of stalls or kiosks is limited to those of identified and approved house names with traceable ancestor lineage of at least 3 generations. Exceptions include individual purchases of goods or services from established stalls or kiosks, provided that the funds are presented at the opening of the transaction, at the discretion of the stall or kiosk owner. I'm sure you understand the need to maintain strict quality control over all goods and services that flow through Orzammar, especially when we are making a concerted effort to encourage outside investment. The standards of Dusttown and that of the common brand are simply not sufficient. Your trade permit is hereby denied, from a judgment of the Assembly Trade Council regarding Midal's reclaimed wares. Huh. Oh, hey. Nug.
What do they have to prove? They're all soft, filthy things that are going to die.
Balin's definitely fielding the stronger team.
I can't wait to see Piotr fight again. I was splashed with blood last time. It was amazing.
Watch for Piotr Naidukin. He's won the squad combat 4 years running. He has 11 decapitations so far. He needs just 3 more for the 1-season record.
I guess you've watched a lot of provings then.
Front row seats at every grand proving since my father took me on his shoulders. Name's Varric. I got a controlling interest in a mine off the old Roostin Tig. But my backers know not to hand me a pick any day there's blood on the stone, if you know what I mean.
So the proving's just a tournament?
Sure. Like King Endrin was just a noble. A proving is a sacred art. Any dispute brought to the proving ground is settled by the ancestors' decision, and no one can protest it.
What are the rules?
They change from round to round. Sometimes it's bare hands, sometimes weapons, sometimes pairs or squads. It's announced when the fight begins. That's about all the warning anyone gets.
Have you ever fought in one?
Me? Are you out of your mind? I'm a miner, not a warrior.
Isn't that nice now, if you'll excuse me?
I'm telling you, Piotr will take the prize. You can put gold on it.
Don't want to talk to him just yet.
Look, I already told the Proving Master I withdrew. Do you have to keep harassing me?
What are you talking about?
Well, that sounded genuine. If you weren't looking for me, do me a favor and pretend I never said anything.
Did someone make you drop out of the proving?
I left the Proving on my own business, and I have no intention of discussing it.
If you tell me what's happening, I could help you.
Look, it's just, when I was younger, I had a thing with this Idukan girl, Revelka. Lesser cousin, nowhere near the throne. Her family wanted her marrying up, so they matched her with a BMO. But we didn't exactly stop seeing each other.
And now Balin's found out?
I thought we were discreet, but she's married to a Desher's heir. He'd kill me if he knew. So I have to slink out of here like some worthless brand for fear Balin will tell the whole city.
Did Balin threaten you himself?
No. One of his fighters, a woman named Miyaja, she's the one who threatened to expose me.
What evidence does she have?
They have letters. Love letters Revelka wrote me. If they were made public, she'd be disgraced. Her husband would cast her aside, and I would be lucky to be allowed to die in a duel.
Would you fight again if your secret was safe?
There's no way to guarantee that. I appreciate the thought, but they really have me over a shaft here.
I can get those letters back.
You'd do that? I don't know how to thank you. I know it's my own fault, but I'd have married her if I could. If you can make sure that evidence doesn't get out, I'd be happy to fight in the Proving. But you need to find them quickly. Registrations close once the first bout starts.
Alright, that's him.
On it.
This must have to do with the,
Coin takes the word.
Right.
the sacred.
You had it coming! As you wish.
Death. All right, agent. Go!
you wish.
Volume of shape of history. Well, that works out.
This deal was all their making, Warden. Technically, I haven't done anything wrong. We have no business. Unless you want to make a few coins. Not that I'm suggesting anything. But you're holding the prize now.
You don't care who you get this shapered tone from?
I have a collector in mind. Who actually sells the item doesn't matter. It's your call. As always, I let people make their own decisions.
I should shut you down hard.
Yes, well, I'll keep my nose clean until you're long gone. How about that? I'm just a businessman. I merely exploit opportunities. I won't get in your way.
This is part of their history. I don't have any business stepping in and stealing from them.
Do not disturb me. I must meditate before my fight.
Right, understood.
You new in the fights? I don't remember seeing you before.
I'm fighting to champion Lord Harrowmont.
Far be it from me to tell you your business, but you might want to take a closer look before you jump into local politics. Were I you, I'd follow my example. Resign and let Harrowmont fight his own battles. I'm Guidon, by the way. It's been a pleasure.
Dueling friend asked me to talk to you.
I bet he did. That man thinks nothing is beneath him. Well, you could just tell him I had my reasons. It's not so much what happened, as what's going to. I heard from a reliable source Lord Harrowmont's already given up the throne. Balin called this whole proving to let his lordship save face when he concedes.
That's ridiculous. Harrowmont isn't conceding.
Oh? And where did you hear this? That's more reliable than a member of the Assembly.
I heard it from Harrowmont himself.
Well, that's not what I expected. I know Lord Harrowmont. He's an upstanding man. He'd never lie to someone's face. Maybe you're right. I'm just a warrior. I've always tried to stay out of these noble politics. If I find out this whole thing was some flunky of Balin's lying to me for his own gain, I'll...
Going big for Lord Harrowmont?
Maybe I will at that.
So, that's them assorted. Let's do a little snooping.
Fine to see you here, Warden. A number of people have told me they hope to see you in the provings. It's a rare opportunity to fight against someone so exotically trained. In fact, a few were hoping you'd take part in some informal action.
I'm game. What did you have in mind?
Say the word and I'll line up a team from one of the younger houses. They don't often get a chance to test themselves in the provings. They're a hungry bunch who employ unusual tactics. Understand that there's no concern for fairness here. Your battles will be hard won.
I'll come back for some action later.
I'll be here.
We don't have time.
You looking at something?
Yeah, your face.
Get out of here!
Pleasant. Greetings. I am Farria of the Grey Wardens.
Don't take it personally. Hana-shan's a member of the Silent Sisters. She doesn't talk to anyone.
What are the Silent Sisters?
They're an order of female warriors, founded by Astith the Grey, a woman of the warrior caste who first fought for women's right to be soldiers. When no one listened to her words, Astith cut out her tongue and dedicated herself to training until she won a grand proving bare-handed. The women who joined her order cut out their tongues in her honor.
Oh. And who are you?
I am Farindin. I serve as Hanashan's trainer and translator. As a silent sister, Hanashan cut out her tongue like the ancient paragon Astith the Grey. As you might imagine, she requires my services for more mundane tasks.
Whose side are you two on?
The Silent Sisters support the sitting king. They are loyal servants to the Idukans.
You should reconsider who you call king.
Your bravado is meaningless. When a Silent Sister fights, she doesn't do it with words. If you would back up your claims, enter the proving. The ancestors will show who they think is worthy.
They will indeed. So... that's all settled. Proving fan, blah 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 blah. Let's go this way.
Let's get started.
Get...
right.
a new codex entry. And level up. I could summon a spider. Ugh.
This area is off limits. Combatants only.
I hear you've been threatening Harrowmont's fighters.
Is that an accusation? It's illegal to threaten proving fighters outside the ring.
Not helping them keep their dirty secrets, though. That's another story.
It's a private matter. You shouldn't interfere.
You haven't been here long. You'll learn soon enough. Nothing in Orzammar is private.
As long as someone can find out.
Come on, Luke John. We have a fight to prepare for.
Alright, just, take those. Snoop in here. Yo, Piotin.
Guards, remove this intruder.
Eat shit. I'm going.
Go away. I don't talk to admirers until after the fight.
Oh! Yeah. New quest, key to the city. Alright. So... increased understanding of Orzammar society has revealed a diplomatic cache accessible to representatives of the Assembly. Also thief in the House of Learning. Return the love letters to Basil. However, in the codex, key to the city. Here we go. This is what we just picked up. The restriction of your authority is a temporary consideration and not a verdict imposed lightly. The Assembly feels that efforts to maintain the sanctity of the proving have faltered. This is a gentleman's contest where future generals and respected veterans display their skills. It is intended to be inspiring and remind the lower castes why their leaders lead. We acknowledge the usefulness of a forum for the settling of honor debts and concede that the occasional defeat of a noble can serve as an appeasement, provided it is by a peer and the contest is properly educated. Extending this practice to the lower castes could prove a dangerous and barbaric precedent. We have already seen the disruption that an unauthorized fighter can cause to the recent Brand incident, and similar incidents should be discouraged with all possible prejudice from an assembly writ of censure regarding management of the provings. This is a reference to what happens in the Dwarven Commoner. The Dwarven Commoner origin. Just like the mentioning of Trian's murder and blaming it on the second son or second child, but in canon I guess it's his son, is a reference to the Dwarven Noble opening. I think it's neat. Anyway, first things first.
The proving's almost starting. I should leave if you haven't found anything.
I have your letters right here.
Where did you get those? No, I don't want to know. Just thank you. I can't say what it means to know my Revelka is safe.
Then you'll fight in the proving?
I will be glad to fight for Harrowmont in the provings. Thank you again, friend.
Hell yeah.
The proving will begin shortly. I'm sure you can find a place in the stands. Or were you here to take part in the fight?
What's a proving?
Oh, I forget you surfacers do things so differently. The provings are where the best fighters in Orzammar prove their worth and the worth of their houses. Provings can also settle matters of honor. Whoever wins receives Valos Atreidum, the ancestors' blessing. Whoever loses is deemed unworthy. This proving will honor King Endrin's memory. Are you interested in fighting?
I haven't decided yet. I'll come back later.
Don't wait too long. The proving will begin as soon as everyone's ready.
So, I'm gonna cut it off here for now. And next time, we join the proving, fight in the name of Lord Harrowmont, and yeah, get this shit sorted. But I hope to see you then. Until then, bye-bye!